I'm Jabari Williams. I'm from New Orleans. What makes the world so interesting is like there's a bunch of, I look at the world as a bunch of pools, and every pool there's a different culture, and it's cool. You build your culture, and then like you build it and it's strong and everybody love it, and you can share it with other people in different pools, and that's what makes the world interesting. It's like if the world is one thing, it's boring as hell. So you need to go and jump into other pools, enjoy other cultures, so you appreciate your own culture and learn to appreciate other cultures. So that's how I feel about all of that stuff. I mean, I hope I answer your question, but that's how I feel about the situation, brother. Yeah.
No.
Why not?
So, I don't think that culture it should be limited in regards to immigration, because that's how progress is created. And that's how the United States started, was because everybody came here and we are where we are today. So if we want to progress more, why would we limit that? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Completely agree with that. New Orleans itself is found off of French, Catholic, and African traditions. And this is actually one of the very few real American things, unlike the American apple pie, which is actually just English, and all the way down to the American anthem, which comes from a British tune as well. But there's something very genuine and very American, nationalism, about New Orleans itself. Those mix of cultures.
They both pretty much said it. America would not be America without immigration, and our culture would not be what it is if people hadn't decided to immigrate and start a new life here.
I think that there are other organizations that can help to preserve culture. I don't think that limiting immigration is necessarily the right route to help preserve culture.
Yes.
I'm out. I don't know the answer.
I would say yes. I mean, we're born and raised here. Our families are from here. So why would we not preserve our history and our culture? Why?
It's strong to America.
I mean, when America is where people want to be, we have it made.
Land of the free, home of the brave.
So, but we want to keep our roots and we want to keep everything traditional.
And if you want to be a part of that, be a part of it.
But if you do, you got to work hard for it. You can't expect a handout.
We have to work hard for it. Everybody else has to work hard for it. America.
I was just saying earlier that for America, immigration is
It's our history.
it's our history.
I mean, to quote, not to overuse it.
None of us
We're
were
a melting
actually
pot.
born here.
Yeah, we're all various degrees of different nationalities. I know I'm Native American, Irish, German. It's part of our culture. It's part of our history. I don't understand how it could be bad to introduce additional cultures, since that's what our foundation is, built upon.
Seems in history that every culture is brought in and its own way and treated as if they were this or that, but in the end we're all part of those cultures. We were built on those cultures, so there is going to be good and bad in everybody. We're human beings, so if we're going to introduce or bring in some other cultures, I don't know that there needs to be a limitation. It's just more maybe just an awareness of the differentiation between the two and what we believe in, and so that there's not a stigma that's like created from ignorance.
And just blind, people making people afraid of, open borders at a time of political upheaval and things like that. It's always benefited us to have this kind of global mindset with people from different areas of the globe contributing to, all aspects of our educational system and research and development and things like that. We can only really benefit from that. I mean, of course, politics right now would have you believe that security and
with good there's always bad. Doesn't matter
things
if it's
like that.
anywhere.
But those things can be dealt with
anywhere.
And we can deal with that in a way and in a manner that is not going to be discriminatory and that's going to allow other people to come to our country and experience the same benefits that
Our heritage
our
was brought.
ancestors had.
With immigration and culture, Louisiana is the perfect example of what immigration and culture does for you. You have Mardi Gras, you have the Irish Italian parades that come through, you have the French Creole, you have Irish, you have black people that came over and they introduced their cultures through here. And as American as a whole, when you talk about immigration and culture, it's just a melting pot. That's all that America is.
Exactly. We're
And
built on it.
That's what America's built
It's
on.
who we are.
Yeah, I'm
The only
Irish,
people that were
Italian. My wife's
making art.
Italian. I have black in my family. I have Native American in my family. That's just what America is. And then you talk about, well, immigration is bad for us, but it really isn't, because as your mean income increases throughout your population growth decreases. So just take, for example, me, I have 2 kids. So me and my wife have 2 kids. But what that means is that we're just zeroing out the balance. So if you don't have immigration to zero out the balance, you're not going to have a population increase, and so it's just going to slowly decline, like if you look at European countries. So
Yeah, if you want to be Hitler and make a super race, go on and be about it. But America was built on all types of cultures.
that's it. I have.
We're out. I think we're also out.
I don't think that preservation of culture is a good reason to limit immigration, because like I honestly believe that like I don't know, some of our like I don't know, I just think that culture is sort of at its best when it's like hybridized, when it's like all these things like meeting and like mixing in like this melting pot, which I think like New Orleans absolutely is. And like I feel like New Orleans is like a testament to that, like jazz music is a testament to like that hybridization and like that like meeting of like different forces and like different cultural influences and things. And I think that we should like not limit that in any way. And I think that like in like this like in this like age of like the internet, like I think we're in like a unique position to like hybridize to like an extent that like has never been seen before, like because we just have access to like these musics from all over the world, or like art from all over the world, or like thoughts from all over the world, like ideas. And I think that like bringing those ideas together can only like bring us further as a species. And like yeah, like hybridizing, like taking the best of like everything that we've come up with and like bringing it together. And like yeah, I think that's like the way of the future. I think that's like the way that we progress as a species.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like there are so many other things that are subjecting cultures to sort of a dissolution of what they are at their base. Just like the modernization of our world and just the general globalization of everything that's happening is naturally sort of like cutting away at certain cultures. And if immigration like isn't allowed to occur, certain cultures are gonna degrade as sort of the places that people are immigrating from just become like in worse and worse situations where they're not allowed to sort of produce art and music and literature. And by allowing for immigrants to go to different places, they're allowed to integrate that sort of music and whatnot into different cultures, and sort of lets it live on in a new spirit.
Yeah, I agree totally so much with the hybridization of cultures and stuff. I think that's immigration is like an incredible way to like have like new cultures sort of emerge and for us to like learn a bunch of each other. But I also think that like immigration is also a great way to preserve culture and to like, you know, like make culture more like known around the world to more people and have just more people enjoy certain customs and traditions of other people and other places and other cultures. And I think that's an incredible thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like, it's one thing to say like hybridization, but we don't want to just like have a culture like disappear. Like allowing the culture to sort of move through different nations and whatnot allows for it to become more relevant in just like society and lets people understand the importance of it in their daily lives. Because otherwise people aren't going to think about it if it's just some obscure culture somewhere halfway across the world.
Yeah, I guess I would like nuance like my comments by saying like for all that, like I think we should embrace different cultures. Like I think we need to like not like I don't know, like resist the temptation to like exoticize like other cultures. Like I think that like the best thing we can do when we're like experiencing other cultures and like sharing different cultural experiences is like, I don't know, like understanding like how different these cultural experiences are, and like, but also like understanding their like sort of like fundamental base and just like what we share and like what like, I don't know, like what's like so like readily apparent to all of us. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's, I feel like we talk a lot about like, I mean like we're all college students, we talk about like appropriation and that kind of stuff, like, and like I think those are like really valid concerns, like, because like I think we do need to like preserve discrete cultures and like keep them from just being sort of absorbed into the melting pot. But I also think that like, I don't know, I feel like there needs to be like respect given, and like I feel like we should like maybe like turn our focus more to like what we share, because like I feel like that's like the really powerful thing in like cultural exchange, is like realizing how like incredibly similar so some like cultural expressions are, despite the fact that like they're separated by like miles and miles and by like just like such different sort of like evolutionary tracks in like the history of the human species. And like the fact that we like have so much in common, I feel like is like the most incredible thing about that.
Should I move away?